For me, it's gonna be fun day. For them, it's gonna be very hard days.
Long before the two men even step into the octagon, the battle has already begun, inside the training camps, weeks out from fight night. And the signals coming out of both camps right now are painting a clear picture of exactly how UFC 330 is going to unfold. A battle of minds before it ever becomes a battle of fists. And the intensity coming out of Islam's camp shows just how real this threat is in his eyes.
But I ultimately do believe that even though you see Islam speaking about this fight where he called it the Timu version of McGregor versus Habib. He's talking about Garry being a runner.
I just have to run in this camp too much because I have to follow him because he runs too much, you know. I know his game plan, we always see his fight.
I believe, or have to believe, because it's the same coaching staff, right? Coach Javier Mendez that I had, that he is smart enough to know what needs to be done in order to pursue this fight. I think it just shows, though. It just shows how fighters think as they get closer to the actual event. It's a hard fight, though. It's a hard fight for Ian Garry. It's a hard fight for Islam Makhachev. I believe that this fight will be determined by what happens in the beginning of the fight. If Garry is able to stay upright for a first round, it could be a long night for Islam. But if Islam is able to secure takedowns early or get close to Ian Garry, I believe that then the fight will start to sway in his side.
But Islam's camp isn't the only one making waves. Ian Garry has been up to something a little outside the norm as well.
Islam Makhachev said he's ready for Ian Garry, said he's going to have to chase him. Ian Garry runs the whole time. Is that true? Is that how you got? Do you think of Garry that way? Do you think of Garry as a guy that runs the whole time? I would trust Islam as world champion. I would trust him as next opponent. I would trust that he has sat down and watched this. He said he was very familiar with Ian Garry. Said we watch him all the time. Ian Garry runs the whole time? Really? I had not noticed that. And it's a very interesting detail if he does. Now make sure, if you're talking about Ian Garry does a good job of moving, yes, he moves the whole time. But they didn't say moving, they said running, and running specifically, when we use it as a vernacular in this space, means he goes backwards. He's running from you. He's running. Running away from a fight. Guys that run away from fights are really hard to take down.
But there's something about Ian Garry's game that I feel is hard to get past. I feel like one thing that Ian does really well is that he makes adjustments really good on the fly.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
He's a problem solver.
Yeah, he's a problem solver, and I feel like that gives a little issue. He's got some sneaky power. He's got some accuracy. He got some tricky things that he does. But I'll say one thing that doesn't go in his favor, sometimes you'll see him in a fight and things are not going his way, and he'll kind of just like he'll concede to it in a sense, you know. I forget the fight that I'm thinking about, but oh yeah, the Shavkat fight. The Shavkat fight. It wasn't going his way, and I see him making his adjustments, but then after that, he was just kind of like content to just kind of, oh well, you know what I'm saying, in a sense, and maybe that's the fight that changed him, but I feel like that's the only thing in his game that I see that is probably gonna be a problem facing a Makhachev.
Leaving no stone unturned in the search for any possible advantage. And according to analysts, that exact mindset, hunting down every edge, no matter where it comes from, is what makes Garry such a dangerous threat. Because make no mistake, Islam Makhachev is no longer just a wrestler. He's transformed into a complete, all-around threat. And once this fight hits the mat, most experts agree on one thing: there's almost nowhere left to run.
I don't even think it's remotely close. Very easy matchup for Islam.
Really?
Dude, he's gonna take Ian Garry down, and that's it. That's the end of it. Like it's not even remotely close.
Really interesting.
Like genuinely, I don't think it's even a little bit close. Look what he did to JDM.
Yeah, but
JDM has better takedown defense than Ian does.
But JDM does not run on his bike like Ian Garry does. Ian Garry will be very difficult to track down.
His legs are also twice as long, so it's a lot of leg to grab.
It'll be very difficult, I think, in the beginning to try to track. This is my concern, and obviously you all know that I'm an Islam homer. My concern is that the speed and the movement is going to kind of frustrate Islam a little bit. And if he goes and reaches, there could be something that he catches on the way in. That's all that concerns me. And I said this to John Morgan as well, once this fight hits the ground, it's over.
That's the nightmare scenario right there. A slow, suffocating squeeze that drains you piece by piece. And once that gas tank hits empty, there's almost no coming back from it. But don't write Garry off just yet. His size, his footwork, and his speed are all giving Islam's camp legitimate reasons to worry.
I assume that Islam's going to win that one just because of his wrestling pedigree. You know, to be able to dictate if the fight's going to be standing or on the ground, it's a great gift. Another guy with a strong team behind him, strong faith. I'm not rooting for anyone in that fight because I don't know either one of those guys on the personal level, but I'm assuming that Islam's going to win. That's my prediction.
He does well with Islam on the stand-up because he's rangy, he's tricky, all those. But on the ground, he doesn't. He does okay, but he doesn't survive on the ground. I don't think. I mean, well, okay, he might survive 5 rounds, but he won't get the best of Islam on the ground. That I'm 100% sure about that. On the stand-up, he's pretty tricky. So one punch can change everything on that. One kick, one punch, one knee. You know, so that's a different story. But on the ground, I don't see him dominating. I see him surviving possibly. So yeah, I can see that. And then the takedown defense that he has is decent, but not great enough to stop Islam from taking him down. But again, you know, sometimes we'll go in there and we'll decide that we're gonna do this with Islam, and next thing you know, next round we'll say, okay, take him down now, or next thing you know, next round we'll go stand up because he's that good. So we're not looking at going in any specific game plan for anybody because he's good everywhere. You know, he's good everywhere. So, you know, I've said it too many times, and I think people should remember some of my back interviews. And if they look at that, then they go, we're not going to prepare for Ian Garry per se. We'll just prepare for an MMA fight. And Islam is good everywhere, so he'll practice everything.
Even the people standing firmly in Islam's own corner, the ones who believe in him, the Eoic, most are openly admitting that this one won't come easy. There's a growing sense, even among his biggest supporters, that Ian Garry presents a different kind of problem than anyone Islam has faced before.
Ian Machado Garry, I don't think, has the takedown defense that some of these other guys, the Michael Moraleses and others, might possess. But I do think he's the most elusive on the feet in the division. And you look at the height, the range, the reach, and how Machado is so good at taking out that calf kick, staying long, being on his bike at a lot of moments of the fight. You look at, this is an odd comparison, but you look at the Prates fight. Prates wasn't trying to take him down, but Prates is a killer. And me and Machado Garry knew how to stay at his fight range for the entirety of that fight. Yeah, he got tired at the end, but you look at how he maneuvered through the danger zone of a very tall, very fast Protez. And if he's able to fight that type of fight on his bike, stay long and rangy and snappy and chop out the legs of Islam, I think we can see Islam a little bit disoriented, not knowing. Another thing is Islam's not really a guy that shoots from far away. Islam is more known, in my opinion, as a tripper. He gets in close, he gets an underhook, he has a little cheeky sneak that he does is if he gets a hold of the inside of your glove. He's done this in 3 fights, but it's really actually illegal. But if you don't see it, did it happen? I don't know. He gets his fingertips inside your glove and then he sweeps you. He did it to Dustin Poirier, Oman Sarukian, and many Charles Oliveira. He gets in there. So if he gets in pummel position, he's taking Ian Machado Garry down. He's got to cover a long distance, probably another foot longer range than he's used to covering, especially from 55 and now at the taller, rangier guys at 170. So that's going to be the cat and mouse game that I see in this matchup, but a very exciting fight, and obviously the biggest matchup on this list, I would imagine, on yours as well.
Why are you so confident when thinking about fighting Islam and beating Islam? Because more often than not, people don't look good against him.
That normally happens when people fight me, Ariel, too. Firstly, again, I have nothing but respect for him. I think he's absolutely cemented himself as the best fighter on the planet right now, and until he's beaten, he holds that status. What he's done in this career, in his career, and over the last decade in the sport, has been second to none. A 2-weight world champion, pound for pound #1, and on the verge of breaking the longest consecutive win streak in UFC history. It's nothing but exception. However, I've always said to you from the first time you spoke, well before I was in the UFC, to be the best, you have to beat the best. There is nobody else I would want to beat to prove that I'm the champion of the world. There is nobody else I'm more excited to fight and test myself against than this dominance in Islam Makhachev. He's earned that title as the pound for pound champion, at the pound for pound #1 on the planet right now. That's the guy I want to take out. To me, to make sure that it's undeniable, when I beat him, I'm the best welterweight on the planet, and arguably the #1 pound for pound fighter on the planet.
2 different camps, 2 different game plans, but only one goal: to still be standing when the final horn sounds. Because UFC 330 was never just about who's got more talent. It comes down to who breaks first, whose gas tank holds up, and whose strategy actually survives once that cage door locks shut. Islam Makhachev versus Ian Garry. The buildup is finally over. The real war starts now. So, who you got?